Meet Fidias, my friend and YouTube sensation with millions of subscribers, who not only completed the grueling training of the Navy SEALs in Cyprus, but has also embarked on a journey of constant learning and growth. And as me as his best friend, you're going to find out his real story.
Yes, I'm afraid because you know a lot of stuff about me.
I'm going to dig deep into your mind. Let's start when you were first a child and a kid. You're a family of how many?
Six, family of 8, but I have 5 siblings, so we're 6 total siblings.
Okay, so out of the 6 siblings, how come you became the person you are today? What is the difference between you and the rest of your siblings?
First of all, I want to declare that I was watching myself on a podcast and I understood that I don't know how to talk. So forgive me, guys, that I have hard time expressing myself. I want to put my heart to become better communicator in this podcast. So yeah, back to the questions that you asked. So when I was a child, it was a lot of siblings in the family. My mother said that she gave me the least attention out of all the 6 siblings, because when I was born, after 14 months, my other brother was born, and immediately the focus was devoted on him, and this is kind of how I got the least attention. But I think the biggest thing of the family, I was talking with my parents yesterday, so the family raised us more than my parents did. My parents are amazing and they're super cool and very good examples for us to follow, but the family, the whole thing together became more stronger as a parent, in a way, as an educator for me than anything else in my life, even school. My big brother has 7 years, he's 7 years older than me, and he was coming and he was saying stories. He went to the university and he said, "Oh, I learned more stuff from starting a startup than the university." And I'm like, 15-year-old kid, I'm like, maybe I will not go to university. I will just keep it and start stuff and like do stuff. So I think this is kind of the big part of the family.
I mean, knowing you and knowing your family, I noticed that you have a lot of support from your family to do actually whatever you want. What do you think that made a big impact in your life?
Yeah. By the way, this is countless conversations that we did with Nick. Like, Nick says that I'm born in the perfect family.
Yeah, I was surprised. So out of the countless conversations we had, we're all going to bring them out in this podcast.
So Nick, in comparison to me, he had a rough childhood. So I am one.
I think most people have a rough childhood. You are the exception, where you actually have a family that you were growing up and you could do anything.
Unconditional love. But my parents were not always like that. It's like they say that your first child you are more strict, and then your second you are less, and as it goes you learn how to become parent and stuff. So I think I was fortunate to not be the first one as well. So my parents became more and more free and like open-minded as the time was progressing, and as they were getting older. So I think that was a big part. But yeah, my parents let me do anything I wanted, kind of. If I told them I'm 15, I will go club, and I will go to a different city with my friends clubbing, they would say yes. But there were a lot of stories that, for example, one time I went to the club with my friends, and I was 16 or something, and I never came back. And it was like 48 hours that I didn't communicate. And I woke up in the middle of nowhere because I was drunk and hungover, and I didn't know anything. I didn't remember anything the last night. And my parents thought I was 16, I was their child, thought that I was like dead. And like they announced everywhere in my country, Cyprus, because it's very small, to all the buses to say my name. And my mother was crying and my father was like stressed. And when I called my father after, when I was conscious and I found a phone and like people to talk to, I told him, "Yeah, Dad, don't worry, I'm alive." And he was like he couldn't believe that I was alive. So yeah, anyway, I was not the best child to have. I caused my parents a lot of trouble, but I think kind of I helped them let go of the thing, because my father at some point, he was going to psychologist because of me, because I was 18 and traveling alone in the whole world without money. How can a parent, my parents are normal, not like me, so how can a parent not know if his child is sleeping in India on a sleeping bag in the middle of nowhere? So it's like, it's difficult for a parent.
Do you think all of these experiences that you had when you were younger made you grow up faster? Did this make you want to get success faster?
No, definitely. For them to give me such a responsibility at 15 to let me go to clubbing, and I was making my mistakes from then. So I think freedom was a big part of my of my journey, because I don't know, if I'm not free, I feel like I want to die or something. I want to break the rules, so freedom was very important for me, and my parents kind of facilitated the best growth for me to allow me to be free.
Okay. When did you decide that you wanted to do YouTube?
Before I met you, kind of. So with Nick, we met in the army, and I remember when we finished the Navy SEAL together, I knew kind of what I wanted to do. But I think it's a good story to say that I was not 100% sure that I wanted to do videos. But there is a saying, I think I heard Casey Neistat saying that when you don't have, when you do something that you don't like, for example, Navy SEAL training for 8 months, this is not the most joyful thing ever. I found it actually the most joyful thing, but I hated it. Like, you have to do train, have so much. It's so difficult. It's the most difficult train in the world. So, but when I was doing all these hard things, like swimming for countless hours, when it was training, running for countless hours, just not talking, obeying the rules for like days on end, I was always dreaming what I wanted to be doing with my time instead of being there. So I kind of understood that. I was always dreaming, I'm going to finish the army, I will start making vlogs, I will start making videos, and like I was planning everything. Okay, after I finished the army, I had everything ready. I had a camera, a mic, and I started immediately filming. So I think that was a good realization moment that I want to do videos.
So just to get this straight, before the military, when you were in school, you didn't know what you wanted to do?
Not 100%. I was kind of in an exploring phase. I thought that I like business a lot. I was making some Instagram videos and stories, and I was experimenting with videos. But yeah, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to.
What was Fidias like when he was in school? Because I remember you were the president of your school. Let's say someone were to meet you when you were in school. What type of personality were you?
I wanted to get attention from everyone, kind of. So I was the guy that was shouting and like making jokes for everyone to laugh, and like being weird for just in the sake of being weird for the other people to laugh. I was a very curious person, I think, but I didn't like when I found people that they knew more than me. I was like asking them questions, trying to understand, and yeah, I found my teacher, my best friend, one of my other best friends as well now. When I was at school. So I remember the moment that he came in the class, and like 10 minutes in, he was like he was saying some stuff that it was very insightful and had very good background, like scientific and everything. And like I was good in understanding, like my instinct was good to understand who knows stuff and who doesn't. So I was curious, I think. Yeah,
it's interesting, the type of personality, you wanting attention from everyone. I remember a lot of people, they did not like you. So a lot of people, they didn't like you. Do you think your family
still they don't?
Still they don't. But you didn't care, and you just stuck to the person you were being. So do you think your family played a role in that, like because they supported you in doing whatever you wanted to do? What made you think, okay, I can do whatever I want in my life. I'll just be who I am, no matter how much hate you got.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think if you ask my teacher, my high school teacher, what is the single trait that kind of got me to where I am, is that I don't care to make mistakes. So I don't care about if I don't feel bad about the other people that will think that I'm stupid or not as cool, or so I don't care what other people think. Like I care, but a lot lower than probably normal people.
Yeah.
So I think this is kind of a big trait, because when you don't care to make mistakes, then you are more comfortable to start something and make it. And like mistakes is the only way forward. Like I started understanding how valuable is mistakes, because like you cannot go forward without making mistakes, and mistakes are actually even cooler than success, and because you understand what is not working, what direction you are not going to go, than just success, so it means that I did something right. So it's a lot more insightful to make mistakes. I think is maybe even better for success.
So guys, when I met Fidias in the army, the one biggest thing which I was surprised of is he didn't care about anyone else's opinion, and he always stuck to what he wanted to do. So when I met him, I understood that whatever he does, whatever he chooses to do, it's not a matter of if he will succeed in it, it's a matter of when. So we met in the army. First question, why did you go to OIK? Why did you go to the Navy SEALs?
I think it's exact same reason that you went, except it was not to make my family proud like you did. It was because we had to. Army in my country is mandatory. In our country is mandatory. So you have the time to spend 14 months in the army. So I was like, okay, I have two options: or avoid the army and not go at all, and like say that an excuse that I'm crazy or something like that, and not go to the army, or go to the most difficult part. So it's an interesting and learning experience. And not everyone liked that I was going there. Like my family, I don't think they believed that I was going to make it or something. And like they were like, it's because this is like a huge myth about this Navy SEAL part in our country. Like everyone thinks that it's horrible. Everyone thinks that it's like only demigods like finish the thing. It's like there's stories that they kill you, they put you knives in your. It's like it's a big myth and so everyone was kind of afraid. So that was very appealing for me. I was like, that's interesting. So that's why I think. But for the most part, I think fundamentally I chose that because I smelled that it was going to be some learning inside.
Do you remember when you were in the training and you were passing the test to go to OIK? Do you remember where you almost failed one of the tests to go?
Yes, that was the luckiest day of my life, I consider.
Do you tell us more about that? Do you ever feel like, do you ever think back and think, what if that didn't happen? What type of growth?
Yes.
Where would you be today if that didn't happen?
We had to do some exercises to prove that we were capable to move to the next phase, to enter the Navy SEAL. And there was a lot of things like push-ups, pull-ups, running, swimming, and I was good at the others, but with the pull-ups, I started like training probably 2 months ago before the army, and I was doing like 2 pull-ups when I started training. I was like, fuck, man, how I'm going to even do this? But I was like, who cares? I will try my best. I know I'm stupid because I started very late, but I will try my best. So I was doing every day like push-ups 3 times a day, like just tried to do it 3-4 times a day, as many as I could, and like I leave and I came back just to. And on the training day, on the day that we were, it was the final exam. That I did 1, 2, 3, and the Navy SEAL trainer was watching me. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did kind of the full 8, and I couldn't do it. But I stuck there on the bar, and I was like trying to do the 9. I did the 9, and then I was like, oh fuck. But I stuck to the bar for like, I was trying a lot of time to like 30 seconds to do the 9. And I think the trainer respected that. And he said, when the other person asked him how much he did, he said 10. So if he said 9, I was going to fail. But he said 10. So I actually did 9. But he said 10. And my life, that decision there, that moment there, was going to be a whole separate thing, because I consider most of the things that I do is because I did the Navy SEAL, and I grew my character and my confidence and all this stuff. So it's so funny that one moment can be a complete... By the way, guys, you're getting a lot of interesting stuff that you are not going to find anywhere else, because Nick knows so many stories of mine.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy, this whole butterfly effect, how one thing could change your whole life. We wouldn't have met. We wouldn't be here doing this podcast for sure. So you're in the army. My question was, did you ever have a breaking point? Because I know I had a breaking point. Did you ever think, like, in the army where you were like, this is getting too difficult, or I cannot do it?
No, the whole Navy SEAL part, never. I was close to my breaking point. Never, ever.
Okay,
ever.
You said that this changed your life, like, completely.
But I had in mind something like, I prefer to live dead than to live as quitting. So whenever they were drowning me, then whenever they were putting torture on me, I was like, or they're going to deal with me being dead and living from here, or I'm going to finish. So
that's interesting. Do you do that with everything that you do, all the challenges that you set? Do you just not give yourself a choice?
Yes. But for example, with the Elon Musk thing, for example, I went for like 65, 67
Just for
days.
context, guys, this Fidias spent 69 days outside of Elon Musk's company to give him a hug.
Yes, and I was there making videos every day, uploading them and trying to convince the richest person in the world, my intellectual hero, Elon Musk, to just give me a hug. So I was there, and like I thought a lot of times of giving up, because like I was losing money being there. I was making so I am by nature this thing. I don't like failing, and it will haunt me forever if I fail in stuff. But yeah, but sometimes it's kind of clever to stop or shift or pivot. So if I was making like a weekly video of Elon Musk, of the whole, because I did every day a single video, but for 69 days. But if I was shifting, but if Elon didn't accept, which he accepted at day 64 or something, if Elon didn't accept, I was going to adjust and shift everything so I can succeed. So it doesn't mean that I stick to the same thing. I find a way to make but I'm not always like that. So after the army, I put as a goal to travel to 20 countries for free, and I traveled to only 9, and then I came back to my family, and then it was COVID. So it's not everything that I do that I succeed, and like still to that point, it feels like unfinished business for me to travel to 9 countries and not 20. So, but I think that was the biggest lesson for me, because now I take the failure and I take it as a weapon as a fuel to take me to put in my car so I can go further. So something like that. But my thoughts are very messy, guys. I'm sorry.
It's interesting because you said that before the army, YouTube was not your primary goal. And this I didn't know, actually. So you, after the military, you were like, okay, now I'm going to do YouTube. At which point did you decide you wanted to do YouTube? Because you said in the army that you were thinking what you want to do in your life, like what you want to do after. Do you think that the fact that you were thinking for 8 months whilst in training about YouTube, that this pushed your career into YouTube?
I think so, but also I'm not sure. Maybe a bit before that or in the middle of the army, I was watching Mr. Beast. I was crying honestly because like he did something cool shit. Like he made making content and having fun $1 billion business, a multi-billion-dollar business. So I was like, back then it was not so obvious that it will become, YouTubers will become billionaires, but it was, Mr. Beast was making a lot of money from his YouTube channel. So I was like, oh my God, I can have fun and I can make business. And it's like the ultimate sweet spot for me. So I was like, fuck, man, this is so beautiful. Like, I was crying and watching a video of Mr. Beast. So it was at the moment that I understood, like, that's interesting. Because, like, when I was 17, 16, PewDiePie was the biggest YouTuber. And for me, I was thinking, like, do I want to be like PewDiePie? And because I don't want to just sit there and, like, do the, like, commentator stuff or play games. I love PewDiePie, but I was not picturing myself to that. But when Mr. Beast started, because it was the time, I was like, oh, there's something there. So Mr. Beast was a big reason that I understood that I want to do YouTube. But it was a hell of a long journey, I'm not gonna lie. It was not very beautiful all the moments.
Let's go to the beginning of that journey. So you just finished the army, just finished the hardcore training. You're maybe 8 months, you haven't actually had a social life. For me, it made me know that, okay, whatever I want to do in my life, I will do it. So was that the same for you? What was your plan after you finished the army?
Videos, that was my part, like videos and traveling. I was like, I had, it was very, like, I'm not saying that this is the right thing, but it was very clear in my mind. So traveling is what I should do, and videos. So my priority back then was not videos, actually, was traveling. Because I knew that videos I can do forever, but like traveling, you have to be like, I had so much energy and I was desperate for life back then. And I wanted to use this so I was doing like, it was 60% traveling and 40% video.
I think a better word would be learning. Because at the same time you were traveling, which traveling leads to learning. When you go to different countries, you learn. You were also listening to a lot of books, reading a lot of books. So this discovery phase.
It was not obvious. I'm talking like Fidias 19 years old now. Like, it was not obvious for me, the learning. I was not like understanding that I like learning, or I was like, I am so excited about life. I have such a lot of energy. And probably when I'm like 25, 30, I will not be so crazy to go and travel without money, go and sleep. So it was very obvious for me that traveling is the way to go there, because I wanted to, because before I was like so limited to my circle. So I didn't know what the whole world has. I never traveled like big time in my life. So going to India, going to Nepal, going to a lot of countries in Europe for like 3-4 months, that was like a very good spiritual journey for me to discover myself, to understand the world around me, to understand that Cyprus is so fucking small, and like I was just born in a small bubble, and there's so much more to this world. So yeah, that was the thing. But I was doing videos because I understood that videos is my thing. So but I sucked at them. If you go back and watch my traveling videos, it's like so bad. So but it was so painful, because I thought that Yes Theory travels for 24 hours without money and they get 3 million views. And I was like, if I travel for months without money and to a lot of countries without money, yeah, I will beat Yes Theory. And Yes Theory, not I will beat Yes Theory, I will make a lot better videos than Yes Theory. But I didn't know I didn't put the storytelling fact in. So, but I felt so bad because I thought that I'm making such a crazy, extreme content that never was seen on YouTube. Like, but it was so painful for me. That's why I was learning so many stuff, because I was like, oh my fucking god, I'm putting so much effort and I'm not getting views. So I made this video so much effort and it was not getting views. So I was studying my analytics, I was trying to understand, and because it was a lot of pain they say is the best teacher in the world. So yeah, so I think that's why I learned how to make YouTube videos, because I stuck. Even I say in 1 million times Mr. Beast. I said it like it took me 12 days to say 1 million. Now the video like has 1.5 million views or something. But it was so painful for me to spending 12 days of your life and not getting a reward. I got like 5,000 views when I uploaded that video, and like now it has views. It's like you have so much pain because you spend so many days and only I was like, nobody on YouTube was spending so many days to make a video. 12 days, they are whole days to just say Mr. Beast. This was fucking crazy, but I was not getting the views, so I was having so much pain, kind of. I'm like, fuck, I made a mistake. My videos are not good enough. And like, but I think that was kind of the lesson, the teacher.
That's super interesting. So you learn through pain. If I remember correctly, I remember the first 2 or 3 years, maybe I'm incorrect, on YouTube you got like no views, nothing, no reward. And then all of a sudden, after 1 year, you got a big reward. So what for the viewers like today, to avoid mistakes, of course they have to go through mistakes. If you were to give some advice, how would you grow so fast? What environment would you put yourself in? Tell us more about that.
So how you grow faster as a YouTuber? I think first of all, it's 2 things. You have to. There is not one-dimensional thing. It's like a lot of multi-dimensional thing. But as a rule of thumb, if we are going to say one thing, go and surround yourself with the best people in the world. And this is kind of, but guys, like, it's fucking crazy. I'm a kid from Cyprus. Cyprus is very small. Yes, we speak Greek. I didn't know English very well. I was hanging out after 3 months with the biggest YouTubers in the world. Immediately, day one that I got very lucky that Eric accepted me and he put me in his team and all this stuff. But it's kind of crazy that a stupid kid from Cyprus can't go and hang out with the biggest YouTubers in the world and learn from them. So I think that was, if we put one thing, that was the biggest learning experience for me. Learning from the biggest people. But one of the best learnings that you get from the biggest people, the biggest YouTuber in the world, is like, you understand they're fucking stupid, like I am. And they don't have nothing special. They're just making mistakes, have a goal. And I think that was the biggest growth experience for me, to understand that even Mr. Beast is a human. He makes mistakes, he's shit, he's exactly like me, determined, and he has nothing special or better than me. So kind of believing that I can do that and that I can become also one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. I think that was one of the growth experience. But for YouTubers, as an advice for creators, you need to understand your analytics. Like now, Nick is starting to make videos and stuff, and I told him like the best teacher is not Mr. Beast, It's not ARAC, it's your actual analytics, because they reflect. We have one thing as a retention graph. When you upload a video on YouTube, you see where people got bored and left, and you see like 10% of the people in this scene, they left, and you understand like, oh, what I did wrong in this scene. Oh, maybe I had a black screen. That's why. So I will never put a black screen for 10 seconds in the future. So what I'm saying here is like, you are going to directly learn from your mistakes, from your analytics. So just paying attention to retention graphs is the way to go. And you can do that when you are in India. You can do that everywhere in the world. You don't need to go to United States. And there is masterminds. You can call people. You can sign up, whatever, to YouTube courses, and you can have a community around you. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't think you need to go to United States to become successful, but I definitely think you need a good peer group around to exchange ideas, and you need to learn from your mistakes. But another thing, you have to make stuff that you are excited about. Like me, the video of hugging 100 celebrities and hugging Elon Musk in the end, I was so excited to make that, because Elon Musk is my favorite person in the world. So I was so excited to go through the struggle for 69 days because I was so motivated to do the video. For example, one of my next videos would be I travel across the whole world for free. And it's very exciting for me to do that. It's fun. I will go to countries that I've never been. I will do stuff like, it will be such an adventure, an emotional roller coaster for me. It will be in 1 week. My life would be like a movie or something. So yeah, choosing stuff that you are excited about, it's because I know stuff that will get views if I do them, but I choose for the most part to not do them because I'm not excited to do them. So it's very important to stay true to yourself, and fun is the most important thing in life.
It's very interesting how you mention all these things about retention and about a lot of probably new YouTubers they don't really understand. And the knowledge is out there. If you want to learn about getting better on YouTube, you can. But I think what differentiates a lot of people from others is this whole thing with setting yourself up in an environment, surrounding yourself with people that can help you to grow. So you met all these YouTubers, and you said just being around them changed your mindset. So perhaps the information you keep in your mind and the people that you keep around you is like a hack, because we always have these conversations like how humans, like we're always like in our subconscious, and the only way to kind of control our lives or consciously control our lives is to just change our thoughts or change the people around us. This whole concept, like the top 5 people that you have around you is like your life. So
yeah, I agree, but if you think about it, I believe if you put a person in a room without talking to people and just having his analytics, he can become an ultra successful YouTuber by just uploading and learning by himself and editing and doing all this stuff. So I think people are very important to learn, and like having friends and like doing all this stuff, but I'm not sure if it's the most important thing. A lot of people say that is the most important thing, but I'm not sure. Okay. It is very important, though.
I know for a fact if I study my analytics and if I put myself alone in the room and if I upload videos, that I will succeed. But until I met...
yeah, are you sure?
Yeah, but until we had this conversation that I have to make 100 videos, and you being a friend of mine telling me you have to upload videos, I wasn't uploading videos. So there's some... and it works for a lot of people who want to start YouTube. They need someone else to kind of get them out of their mind frame to kind of change their reality a bit.
Yeah.
So if people are surrounded by other people who do not know anything about YouTube, even though the knowledge is all out there, it's like the actionable steps to make them make those changes.
But some people are more naturally disciplined, or they really found. For example, I thought that I found my calling on YouTube. So even if I was in Cyprus, I think eventually I was not going to do it as fast as I was going to, but eventually I was going to be successful, even with no people around me, the right people around me. So I don't know. It's an interesting debate, but yeah, having people around you that they are better makes it a bit more fun. So it's like it's boring to be alone in a room and like just learn from your analytics. So just or even online that you can be. So there is so many stuff that you can do online now. You can get courses. You can be in a community. I found my first friends, YouTube buddies, and I was making hours of calls through just random people that they had like 10, 30, 20,000 subscribers. I was just asking them questions because I had like 10 or 5,000 subscribers or 3,000 subscribers. So yeah, you can do that online, but yeah, doing it with people is a bit more fun. I have a question for you. Like how do you feel? Do you feel that you are in your element now in making asking questions, a podcast here that we are doing? Like, are you comfortable? Do you think that you are getting better over time? What is the feelings that you have?
Through every video that I make, I feel like I get 10x growth from that one video. So at the beginning, when wanting to upload once a week, it was a bit, okay, wow, I have to upload once a week. And although it might be difficult uploading once a week, I get a lot of growth from that. And I know for sure that if I want to grow faster, the only way is posting once a week. And the more I, for example, do these podcasts, the more comfortable I am speaking on the podcast. And I really enjoy podcasts because it's something that I love doing. I love learning. I love speaking. And it's just something that you do in front of the camera. I'm just
Do you
speaking.
feel kind of the awkwardness sometimes? Like, oh my God, what I will ask next? Or what if I don't?
Yeah, I think it's natural. You're thinking about, okay, what am I going to say? How can I make this valuable? But then again, if I think just the amount of talks that we have just personally, just without any camera, I think they're so valuable. And it doesn't matter which direction they take, they will for sure be valuable.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm trying to become more relaxed because podcast is not my element as well. So I'm trying to become more relaxed, like just chill like we're doing normally. By the way, now I want to shit, but it's okay. Like this stuff.
You want me to get you a joint like on Joe Rogan's podcast?
Yeah, this stuff, like become more comfortable, like putting, like this is what we're doing normal. So it's kind of interesting, and I think this is what people want to see, not like oh, he's asking question after question after question like a robot. What do you think about this? What do you think? Like saying some like gossiping, like fuck you, Nick. Like I don't like your hair or whatever. Like something along these lines. I find this very. I think it's more connecting, more relatable for people. And I'm trying to do that as well. So I'm not good at it yet.
But you're good at challenges. This is your niche, right?
Yes, so I'm taking this as a challenge.
Why is challenges on your YouTube? Like, why do you run in the snow barefoot? What makes you come up with these ideas?
Oh, the same reason that I found this happiness in struggle. Guys, imagine, let's say the Navy SEAL thing. Like it's 5 days, and then the weekend you have 3 days. So let's say it's 5 days inside. And you are cold, you are running, exercising 24/7. The trainer is shouting at you. You don't even talk. You don't even see the trainer in the eyes. You just like this, and like it's just you and your thoughts and just following orders. And you don't like to do the stuff that they are doing. Like they put you to exercise for like hours on end just for no reason, just for you to break mentally or whatever. So coming home from that thing, coming home from these mental days that you had, like mentally very stressful and physically, and like nobody's forcing you to sit or no to stand. Nobody's forcing you to take cold shower. You just sit and watch whatever. It's like you are the happiest human being on planet Earth. When I'm going and traveling for days for free because it's difficult, when I come home, I'm the happiest human being alive. Showering in my shower, becomes the most happiest thing that I'm so excited to do. Just eating lunch and having money is fucking great. Just being able to just go and watch a movie. Like, this is, and because you go to such a low thing, or running a marathon barefoot on the snow, just not being on the snow later, it's such a rewarding thing. So I found kind of happiness through putting myself down to the bottom, physically, emotionally, whatever, and to enjoy the ride up, because everything is upside there. So this is kind of the meaning in my life now.
It's interesting. So just because all pleasures in life comes from when we don't have it. So if we don't have water and we drink water, it's like the biggest pleasure in life. If we don't have food and we eat, it's like the biggest pleasure in life. So you're kind of taking that, putting yourself in struggle, and then you have the biggest pleasure in life. So even no matter which position you are in life, you will always put yourself in struggle.
Yes. And I think it's similar for you as well.
Yeah. And more to that, do you think you get learning? You get some type of growth from that?
Yeah, because you face your true self, I think. When you are weak and it's like you see your true self, like your true self is saying give up, or like when you are that weak, you see, oh, my family is like, you understand who are you, like what is the important qualities, how do you, for example, probably in the army you are thinking about your father a lot, and like you understand who you are in these weak moments. So
super interesting, because nowadays humans, we're all stuck in our comfort houses, and we're all so used to comfort, but then like 100 and 200 years ago, 300 years ago, people had to go out and fight for their food, and it was so much more difficult. And they were used to that at this time.
One thing about that, for example, I was outside SpaceX when I was doing the Elon Musk challenge, and outside SpaceX was Elon Musk was not there. So, but I got comfortable. After some days, I found a car, I made friends, I knew where to go and shower. My life sucked as well, but like, I got comfortable. And I when I was thinking that Elon didn't came for like 40 days here, maybe it's better to go to Twitter. Because I was comfortable in my bubble, I was thinking to not go. So just shaking things in your life every couple of months, like having a major change, I think and I went to Twitter and I learned so much more stuff, because kind of the learning plateaus and like go slower. So you need to shake things in your life, to go for traveling sometime, like change location that you live, like do something very extreme, like something, because you shake things. When you shake things and like you mess things, like you have learning, I think.
So even though it's considered difficult to stay out of like SpaceX for so many days, you got so comfortable there that you didn't want to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
You didn't want to go to Twitter.
Because I knew, and that was the reality, because I had done it so many times, that the first days on Twitter, it will suck, man. Because it's like the first days just go and you don't even notice them, because like you need to find a place to stay. You need to see where, like I got stolen the first night because I didn't know where I slept outside. I had to go and buy a blanket to stay outside. I got stolen my bag, and I didn't have a place to stay. I didn't know where I was going to do. Like nobody because it takes some time for the people to get at SpaceX. Everyone liked me, I think. They were waving at me because they saw me for 40 days there, 35 whatever days, and I knew that back again people will not like me. They will see, who is that stupid stranger that's sitting outside, and that was the case as well. So yeah, I think it's very interesting, but we need to make a bathroom break.
So let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business. I got one more night together. Okay.
So what I wanted to talk about next.
About business.
Business.
Yes, it's my current obsession.
You do business?
I'm not good at it, bro. I suck. But at least I think the only good thing I have about business is that I put my heart, sweat, and tears in what I'm doing. Everything, I devote my whole life to it, and then my team sees that, and it's a good inspiration for them to work harder, to push themselves. And because we're doing this is very creative. So, but guys, what is a business? A business, it's a group of people trying to have profit. So having the right group of people, or the best people in the world, if you have them in your company, you have a good company. So I think this is kind of, and if you pivot enough to, for example, I understood that we don't convert a lot. For example, when I sold t-shirts, I only sold like 10 t-shirts. So I was like, if I was emotional and I was like, like all the other people that they want to do it, I was going to say, oh my God, we have to improve. We have to spend time like educating the people, like connecting better with the audience. But I didn't say that. I was like, okay, amazing. Only 10 t-shirts we sell. So this is an area that we're not going to focus on. So we're going to do Snapchat videos now. We're going to put our videos on Facebook. So, and now Snapchat, for example, was bigger money this month than YouTube. So is pivoting fast enough and not being so so attached to your ego. Yeah, I think that's
how much money do you make from all your platforms?
That's an interesting question. It varies a lot. Like 1 month we can make like...
Why do I feel like all YouTubers give the same answer?
No, it varies a lot actually, because 1 month you can get 20 million views and make $100,000, but the next month you can have like 5 million views and you can make $4,000. So it's based on kind of your outcome. But this is what I'm trying I said it a lot of times. I'm not a pussy to say how much money I'm making, but I'm trying to kind of lead you with a story, so it's like more insightful when I'll say the number. If you just say the number immediately, it's like people are, oh yeah. But now that I'm kind of gaming you guys to how much money I'm making, it will be kind of more interesting when I reveal the numbers. So YouTube has two ways to make money. The most simple ways. There is a lot of ways, but two major ways. Is from sponsors in the video, like 30-second integration. Like, for example, one company will come and tell you, here is the money, make a 30-second ad inside the video, in the middle of your video. That's one way to make. The other way, it's with Google AdSense. That YouTube puts the ads in the video. For example, while you watch a video, you skip an ad, and that's how we get paid. So we make around $15,000 a month from AdSense, maybe $10,000 to $15,000 a month on AdSense, and we make about $20,000 from sponsors every month, once a month a sponsor. And so if you put that together, it's around $35,000. And now, as I told you, Snapchat started. For example, in the previous month, we made $17,000 on Snapchat. And we made, now we're trying to monetize Facebook as well. We'll have some issues with that. But this is kind of the goal, to diversify and Google AdSense to be not the major thing. Because when you have a business that makes money from 10 ways, that's a lot more sustainable, because you are not so, if 1 month I don't upload a video, then I'll have other stuff, and that kind of reduce the pressure. But I want to talk about a topic that is very, very painful for me, and I want to tell you guys my pain, and hopefully you are not as stupid as I was. So I thought that making YouTube videos like Mr. Beast is the way to go. Like, you spend all your money on one video and you get views, and then you spend all your money on the next video and you get views. And it was very simple in my mind. But Mr. Beast is a lot cleverer than I am. And Mr. Beast doesn't do that. He spends money on a video, but he can afford all the other stuff. Immediately when I got my first paycheck for a sponsor, I spent the whole paycheck, $20,000, to a video. And like that video costed me $40,000 to make. And I was starting losing money in every video. And it's like, I got to a point that I was asking my friends for money, my other YouTube friends, and I was like so kind of embarrassing my ego. It was like, guys, if I want to keep paying my employees, I had like 12 people in my team back then. And now when I understood that I'm stupid, I cut it down to 4 people in the team. So kind of, I had some good financial education through making my
I remember,
own
like, no
mistakes.
matter how big you got, no matter how much money you made from your videos, you would always be broke. You would always be spending all your money. And I think it's because maybe you were in a position where you never had that much money in your life. So you had to go through that stage to spend it because you thought you were a millionaire. You're like, oh, I'm a millionaire. I'm going to spend this. I'm gonna spend that.
But the problem is, I forgot what I was going to say. I'm completely stupid, and this is the beauty of podcasting.
You were talking about you were learning through your financial mistakes.
Yeah, but even like, I don't know. But the mistakes that I was making was very painful. So I believe like, but everyone was looking at me, and they were looking at me like I'm stupid. My family was not understanding how you get so much money and you don't have enough. It's like, you were like thinking the same, I'm stupid. Everyone around me like were like seeing what I'm doing. They were like, bro, like there is something wrong here. But it's like everything else in life, I believe. For example, how do I learn how to make videos? I did 100 videos that suck. I made a lot of mistakes, and then I understood. So I don't believe like you just wake up and you are very financially educated about business, and you know like the principles: cash flow in, cash flow out, save money for the rainy days, and all this stuff. But now I'm learning, because there's a lot of pain involved, as I said about the videos, because like it was very 6 months, 7-8 months, very stressful, because when the people that you asked for money and they were generous enough to give you money, they send you a text and they say, oh, where's the money? You said you were going to send them the end of the month. And you're like, I'm fucking stupid. So that was a lot of stress for me. But it's beauty. Like this is what life is about, just to live strong emotions, I believe. So yeah, I'm lucky as well, living those emotions.
I remember it was an interesting time to look at you, and maybe I learned through you how stupid you are. But you mentioned that you have a team and you have employees and that you scale your YouTube. For most people, they don't understand that. Well, how do you scale your YouTube? What do you do?
It's so funny. People are like, oh yeah, what do you do with your team? Like what do you have 7 people? Like what?
Yeah, I thought
you just record the camera and you go like what?
Yeah. And so for the people who don't understand, please explain to us.
Yeah, so what you want in an ideal situation is for you not to be doing anything, for me to not be doing anything, just filming the actual videos. So I am bringing people in the team that are better than me in a lot of areas. For example, someone has to edit. Like, guys, we have 7 days of footage. Like, I record like 4-5 hours, 6 hours a day for 7 days, and someone have to go look all this footage, put it together, make a story, put sound, put music, visual effects, like everything, like, and we do so much revisions. Like, takes us 1-2 weeks to make a video, and like a lot of my input, editor. We have some external people that we send our videos and like they tell us feedback. So there is a lot to be done on the video stuff. But now I have a podcast, so I have 2 people in my podcast team, because I can't put title, thumbnail, make the intro for the video. I just need to follow their instructions. So it's a bit easier. So delegation is kind of what was the answer, to just be given to the people that they are better than you, their tasks. And you just I have now a bit more higher quality tasks. Like, what's the destination that we're trying, like what is the the videos that we're going to do, what ideas we're going to do, and like not like just sitting down and editing a video. So that's kind of the background of it. I have an assistant that helps me with my stuff, for example, booking flights, emailing people for the podcast. I have a thumbnail maker that makes thumbnails. But I just want to say that, I don't know, a lot of people say that and they don't mean that, but I truly mean that I'm nothing, worthless without them. It's like they are the YouTube channel more than I am, because if it was not for them, there is no videos. So yeah, I love you guys. Thank you and if we are higher in the future, this is we have a very good working environment in what we are doing, because it's not that you are going to make bunch of money or like you're going to become a millionaire. What you're going to find in our team, you're going to find kind of sense of purpose, sense of learning, and you're going to learn and grow and get pushed by the other people. So if you are looking for a place to push you to learn and different stuff and like create, this is the place in our team.
Amazing.
Link in below.
Yeah, the promotion. Yeah, so you have all these employees to save yourself time, right?
But the big... Shut up. 1 second. I'm trying...
This is my podcast, bitch.
I'm trying to say employees, but I'm trying to change that word with team. And sometimes, because like employees is someone that works for you, and like sometimes I try hard and I don't achieve it. I say employees and stuff. So it's it's interesting. I'm also trying to play it a bit more humble, like we're doing this as a team.
Anyways, no one is offended. Everyone is. You just be honest with everyone, so no one is offended of how you say it. You have your team that saves you a lot of time. But
employees.
what does Fidias Banayou to do in his time? Because me as your best friend, and I know one of the things that you do is, and that can be weird to a lot of people, but I'm also trying to manifest it more in my life. You spend a lot of time alone. So you're spending maybe 1 week in a chamber alone with no internet devices, no form of dopamine. And I really think, like, looking at your progress, looking at your life, I really think that this is one of the main factors which has led to your success, led to your ultimate focus in all the challenges that you do and that you accomplish. So tell us a bit about that. Why should someone spend 7 days alone in a room with no social activity?
Nobody should do that because it's boring. But I'm joking. But Nick is right, because he knows me very well. So the most happiest moments in my life is not spent with friends. It's spent alone. Because when you are alone, you can think. Like now, even if you are in the room with me, if you talk with me, if I'm doing something on the laptop, even if you ask me something, I have to react. And you are controlling my life. Kind of. If you are in a conversation around the table and someone says something to you, you are going to react to him. So he is controlling your life. But when you are alone in a room, nobody's controlling your life. And like sometimes every 4 months I do for 1 week without technology. So even with no technology, then I don't have even any distractions. It's just me and nobody's controlling my life. And I just shut up and I'm getting bored as fuck. But boredom, when you like go for days and like you just think about stuff, creative ideas, what's the right decision to make on your business. And because when you are in the bubble so much, you see everything like blur. But when you move a bit distant with your about your life and you become a bit more conscious, you understand that fuck social media, whatever, like it's not the most important thing. Like every day, like you understand things. You're just more aware of things and you take a lot better decisions. So I found this to be one of the biggest sources of my productivity, to just be bored for days on end, or just eliminate eliminated their interaction. I love to spend time with people, but maybe for 1 hour a day.
Do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
I don't know. I don't think I'm an extrovert, an introvert, because like I can make a conversation with anybody. Like you understand that I'm not an introvert from my videos, but I think I understood how important is the time alone, which kind of that makes me an introvert as well. To spend
it's super interesting, especially in nowadays in a society where we're all stuck to our phones, stuck to distractions, stuck with a low attention span. Everyone is always in their bubble, and if you were to get someone to spend time alone in a room for 1 hour with no social media device, it's like almost impossible.
They couldn't.
So to spend a whole week, it definitely is something that brings you ahead of everyone else.
Yeah. They can't. Like people, especially in United States, bro, I can't emphasize enough. Like nobody spends time alone. The fuck body spends time alone. Like everyone, especially young people, they're messaging their friends, they're living with their friends. They spend, like, I believe it's a crime for my productivity to even have a roommate. I will kill myself. I think it's the most unproductive thing to do ever. Like even you, that you are my best friend, I think it's going to be very unproductive to have a roommate.
And I would say exactly the same for me. Like the people that I have around me, for me, I'm an introvert. I would say that because even though I can socialize and be around other people, I have to be alone in order to recharge my energy. Because if I'm around other people, like their energy makes me tired, it drains me. And like you said, their reality drags you more into their reality. If you're alone, you're thinking only about your thoughts, your life. I think it's very important to be alone.
Yeah. Are you gay?
Sometimes.
Only on Mondays. That's a joke, people. Don't get offended. I love you.
Offended. Some people were very offended with you recently.
In what way?
You told me that you got cancelled. Tell us more about that.
I didn't get cancelled. I don't consider that cancelled. But I went to the world's poorest country, Burundi. And I made a video spending 100 hours there. So, and I uploaded the video of my experience of 100 hours there. But the concept was kind of wrong because it's not a challenge. Like those people spend their whole life there. So just spending 100 hours in the world's poorest country is not the biggest deal ever. So I made a mistake on the title, but people found, I would say, what people found as wrong on that video.
To be clear, guys, Fidias went to the poorest country in the world. He made a fundraiser for 20,000, and people judged him because although he was being himself around the poor children and just videoing what he saw, he was judged because he was making money off of YouTube because of showing their environment.
Yeah, but not only judged, like I was just also judged also of my behavior. But those people that judged me, I think they are the racist. Because of a person is black, you don't need to change who you are around them because they are black, or respect them more or respect them less. Or if they are poor. So if they are poor, you don't need to respect them more or respect them less. You need to treat them as you treat every human being on earth. And I went there and I was myself, like I was going to be in a white country, rich country, and you can just see all my videos. That is kind of the similar thing. Just me being excited about life and messing around with people. So I just was true to myself. So all the people that describe this video as I'm saying the 100 hours on the worst poorest country was a mistake. But and I learned from them. But most of the other stuff that they were pointing out, I don't think it's wrong. And like when you have a platform, I believe that the biggest problem that we have right now in the world is inequality between people. So the person in the worst poorest country doesn't have the same opportunities like me. So I wanted to put a light to this problem. But as I explained you guys, it's doing this stuff. Nobody's born and knows everything. So I feel proud of myself actually that I went there and just did what I've believed was true. I did a lot of mistakes on that journey, but this is how you learn. And now I will improve and make bigger things and cooler things and more right things.
What was that experience of being so-and-so cancelled? Because other YouTubers, they started seeing you differently at that point in time.
Oh my God, I loved that experience because like I understood who is a pussy and who is not a pussy in my life as friends. So so a lot of people, other YouTubers didn't want to talk with me. I was texting them and they were not replying because they thought that I was cancelled, and like it's a very interesting process. So, but I'm very happy actually because it was a way for this to reveal my true friends. So it's actually it's like thank fucking God that this happened. So, but yeah, you see your true friends, you see your because you test people in your life, so you see who is there in the difficult times. You see who send you a text and who cares about you, and it's like in the game, like. Sometimes you think that you are friends with someone, but like the evidence, their actions shows the opposite. So you take them into considerations and you don't want to be associated with those people anymore in your life because the only thing valuable in your time is fucking time. So you don't want to give your time to people that they are not worth your time.
So a great learning experience going forward.
Yes, very beautiful actually, very beautiful. But guys, you understand what I'm saying? Like here, I'm just pure. Life is pure joy for me because of all this stuff, like learning, emotional ups and downs. When I'm like, even when I'm having the worst day of my life, I'm like, fuck yeah, so many emotions now. It's like I feel I'm unbeatable on it, honestly. Like there is nothing can beat me except whatever. Even death cannot beat me because I will die happy or something. It's like anything that will happen to me, I will take it as a learning experience. So I'm undefeatable, kind of, if I continue over time.
Fidias, do you have a girlfriend?
Fuck girls. Fuck girls.
Literally? Why do you say that? Will you ever have a girlfriend? Will you ever get married?
So it's a very interesting.
Can you have a girlfriend with how devoted you are on YouTube?
No. If I want to play to be the most productive I can be, a girlfriend is a distraction. Because a girlfriend, by the way, I want to say that I experienced some relationships. So I was with a girl for 1 year, then with another girl for 6, 7, 8 months, almost a year, I don't remember. And I experienced this, and I think I was a good boyfriend. I cared about them. I spent time with them. Their problems were my problems and all this stuff. But when you do things, for example, I'm doing a challenge for 7 days, or every two weeks of the month, or I'm standing outside Elon Musk company for 69 days. And I can't meet any person. It's like I don't want to have. I already have so many problems. People are calling me, I'm running a company, I don't want to get a call from a girl and say, oh, I failed in my exam. And like, then it's her problem is my problem. Because I don't want to have that. So I love the exchange of energy with a girl. It's like one very beautiful thing, like to learn to the romantic part, and it's kind of cool actually. But I don't think it's very efficient and productive. So I have to take this call.
How disrespectful!
Because someone waiting.
Fidias Panayotou taking his phone call with his best friend's podcast. If I was Mr. Beast, would you take this phone call right now?
Hello, Chris. So I'm sorry, guys. Put it. Don't remove this. So
Talking to me now.
yeah, don't remove this. I don't allow you to cut this part of the thing. People have to see how disrespectful and how I am. Yeah, because a lot of people are trying to paint a different picture that they are in real life. I got sick of those social media people that they are themselves only when they are a different person only when a camera is like. I am trying to paint you a picture that I am not perfect, I'm stupid, I do mistakes, I'm disrespectful. I want to give you my true self.
Although you say that you're your true self, and of course you are your true self when you're on camera, one thing I think differentiates you a lot and what other people will be surprised of is on camera you seem a bit crazy, a bit outgoing, but in reality and in real life you seem a lot more chill and a lot more as a philosopher, a lot more very always thinking about more higher intelligent things. So tell us a bit more about that. Do you consider yourself a philosopher? What type of books are you into? What is the meaning of life?
So if I was what I want my Google, if you search me on Google, I don't want to say YouTuber, I don't want to say millionaire, I just want to say philosopher. And then I will be able to die. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I think philosophy, I'm obsessed with philosophy because philosophy is just studying things, normal things, a bit more higher, just watching them from above and like saying, do we have free will as humans or not? Do AI will control the world or not? How we like you studying everything a bit, looking things from a different perspective. So I love philosophy. And what about books? I love books. You know that we have the same obsessions with book. I try to read a book a week, and I find this very interesting.
Yeah, same here.
I listen books on Audible, and like because I cannot read. I have dyslexia or something, and
He was dropped as a baby, folks.
Fox. Oh my God, Nick is dropping some United. He wants to attract the United States audience, guys. So Nick is saying Fox. Anyways, so yeah, books are a big part of my learning, but also podcasts are a big part of my learning. So I allow you to do the last question, Nick, because we have to. One person is downstairs waiting for us to open the door. And
Well, I'm sure we could be talking for hours, but okay, the last question. What is your plan, not only with YouTube, but for your life in the next 5 years?
That's a good question. First of all, before I will say my plan, I will say that I love you and I'm very thankful that you were in my life. We had so many crazy fucking experience in our life together, like from sneaking into everywhere, for like traveling without money in countries, from being in the army together. Just we have so many, you teaching me so many things. We have so many beautiful experiences together. And I love you and thank you. I'm grateful for you being in my life. And now I would say the question is what I want to do in my life for the next 5 years. I understand when I think my life very simply, I don't care about YouTube, I don't care about money, I don't care about friends, I don't care about my family. I don't care about nothing. The most I care about things, but the most powerful thing that I care about is learning. So when you boil things down, my life, when I'm learning, I'm happy in my life. So I want to maximize the learning, and this will happen through podcasts, through me navigating life, building businesses, listening books, becoming friends with clever people that cleverer than me in a lot of areas. So I think this is the meaning of life in my life. My religion is learning.
Thank you, Fidias.
Subscribe to Nick, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Time is the most valuable thing.
That's pretty much it. Stay conscious.
Stay conscious. We're not sure if we can stay
Maybe
conscious.
that will roll. Maybe that will stay.
They are philosophical zombies, bro.
That's another debate. That's for another day. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Let's have sex.